morning. Today I am discussing the 10th topic, that is circles. Hope you are following. 10th topic circles. 10th topic means I explain every time. That means first topic was sets and relations, second topic was binomial theorem, third topic permutation, like that. This is the 10th topic, that is circles. And in that, the fourth session means in the last 3 sessions I have solved nearly 19 problems, and this is the fourth session I am solving. The first problem is of number 20. So there is some blur in the image because of online this one. Just you can note it down when I'm telling. Okay, you can make out, but you can look at the problem and then make out all that. So if the pair of lines ax squared plus 2 into a plus b into xy plus by squared equals 0 lie along the diameters of a circle. Okay, lie along the diameters of a circle and divide the circle into 4 sectors, such that area of one of the sectors is thrice the area of another sector. See, if the pair of lines ax squared plus 2abxy plus by squared equals 0 lie along the diameter of a circle and divide the circle into 4 sectors, 4 parts, such that area of one of the sectors is thrice the area of another sector. Area of one of the sectors is thrice the area of another sector. Okay, then the options are: first option 3a squared minus 2ab plus 3b squared, second option 3a squared minus 10ab plus 3b squared equals 0, third option 3a squared plus 2ab plus 3b squared equals 0, and fourth option 3a squared plus 10ab plus 3b squared equals 0. Okay, now there is a general formula. Every time I am telling you, I am not going to explain about the basics or the formulas, all these things. I assume that it has been done in the class, and you also attended many professional colleges, professional classes for professional trainings also for the entrance exams. I will just recall wherever possible and how much of a time gap is there with me, and also the space gap is there, like that. Try to explain, but you should know the basics. And also I told you that this session might help you a lot in the last 10 or 15 days for the entrance exam. When you finish studying everything, the final stage, when you go through these problems, it might help you a lot. So the angle is equal to, the angle between the pair of straight lines is given by 2 into square root of h squared minus ab divided by a plus b. Again I repeat, the angle between the straight lines is given by 2 into square root of h squared minus ab divided by a plus b, where the pair of straight line is ax squared plus 2hxy plus by squared equals 0. Here now, angle between the lines, okay, angle between the lines is given by 2 into square root of a plus b whole squared minus ab divided by a plus b. Here the angle between the lines is given by 2 into square root of a plus b whole squared minus ab divided by a plus b. Why? Because compare here, see, a is a only, 2h equals a plus b, so h is a plus b and b is b. Comparing the standard form, we are finding out a, h and b. The standard form is ax squared plus 2hxy plus by squared equals 0. These are all the fundamentals. So substituting in the formula, we get like this. It is given that, see, 4 sectors, such that the area of one of the sectors is thrice the area of another sector. Area of one of the sectors is thrice the area of another sector. So area of one of the sectors, so one of the sectors is thrice the area of another sector. So in that case, what we do, we take it is equal to 1. The angle between them is 1. We take 1. Okay. Given this equal to absolute value equal to 1. Now squaring both sides. Or why we square? Because when you remove the absolute value, you will get plus or minus 1. So squaring both sides, it will be 4 into a plus b whole squared minus ab. It is a plus b whole squared. Again 4 into a squared plus b squared plus 2ab minus ab, or a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. So 4a squared plus 4b squared. 2ab minus ab is ab plus 4ab. A squared plus b squared plus 2ab. So this will be 3a squared plus 2ab plus 3b squared equals 0. 3a squared plus 2ab plus 3b squared equals 0. That is option C. So once again I will explain this question. See, if the pair of lines ax squared plus 2 into a plus b xy plus by squared equals 0, lie along the diameters of a circle and divide the circle into four sectors such that the area of one of the sectors is thrice the area of another sector. Area of one of the sectors is thrice the area of another sector. Okay, so I hope you understood what I'm saying. So actually, see, this angle is tan theta. huh? So here you can see, divide the circle into four sectors. That is important. So circle is 360 degree. So tan of 90 is infinity in that way. So if it's divided into 4, so 45 degrees, we get the angle as 45 degrees. So tan 45 is 1. That way we can think of here. Anyway, the angle between the lines is 2, and I told you by calculating, by comparing this line with the ax squared plus 2hxy plus by squared equals 0. A is A, h is A plus B, and B is B. So substituting in this formula, angle between the lines tan theta equals 2 into square root of h squared minus AB divided by A plus B. So angle between the lines will be 2 into square root of A plus B whole squared minus AB by A plus B. So what happens here? That is equal to 1 because tan 45. Okay, tan 45, that is 1. So angle will be between them. It's divided into 4 sectors. So each will be equal to 1. So tan 45 1. So then squaring both sides, because when you remove the absolute value, you will get two values. So squaring both sides. So 4 into A plus B whole squared minus AB, that is A plus B whole squared. 4 into A squared plus B squared plus 2AB minus AB divided by A squared plus B squared plus 2AB you get. Yes, you know, because A plus B whole squared formula, A squared plus B squared plus 2AB, here also same formula. Then simplify, ordinary, very simple simplification. You have already done this type of simplification in your high schools. So you get 3A squared plus 2AB plus 3B squared. Okay. Now we go to the next question. That is question number 21. Always reading the question is quite important. If a variable circle C touches the x-axis and touches the circle, see, if a variable circle, say circle which is varying, okay, because some of these conditions might be center is varying or red, we don't know that. Just given a variable circle C touches the x-axis. You know what is the equation of x-axis? Y equals 0. Equation of y-axis, x equals 0, because all the points in the x-axis, y coordinate is 0. So a variable circle C touches the x-axis, that means y equals 0, and touches the circle, and also touches the circle, that is x squared plus y minus 1 whole squared is equal to 1, and touches the circle externally. Okay, touches the circle x squared plus y minus 1 whole squared is equal to 1 externally. Then the locus of the center of C can be, then the locus of the center of the circle C can be, then the locus of the center of the circle C can be. Okay, again I repeat, if a variable circle C touches the x-axis and touches the circle x squared plus y minus 1 whole squared equals 1 externally, then the locus of the center of C is, first option, x squared equals 4y union set of all 0, 4 such that y less than 0. Second option, x minus 1 whole squared plus y squared equals 1. Third option, x squared equals 4y. Fourth option, x squared is equal to 4y union of 0, y ordered pair such that y belongs to R. Okay, so I hope you know it. Now see here, it is given magnitude of C1 C2 is equal to R1 plus R2. So the distance between the centers, C1 C2 means distance between the centers, is equal to sum of the radius. Why? Because it is given here they touch each other externally. So distance between the centers is equal to sum of the radius because they touch each other externally. So what happens, this C1 C2, the variable I will take the center as h comma k, and here the center will be 0 comma 1 because we are comparing with, again I am telling you the basics. Variable circle, I'll take, let the center be h comma k because we want the locus of that center, we take as h comma k. Then this circle we compare with x minus h whole squared plus y minus k whole squared is equal to r squared. We get h0 and k1 and radius is 1. So center is h comma k, so 0 comma 1. So the difference between h comma k and 0 comma 1, the difference or the distance between h comma k and 0 comma 1, or the length between h comma k and 0 comma 1 will be the distance between the centers c1 c2. That will be square root of h minus 0 whole squared plus k minus 1 whole squared, distance formula. And r1, radius, here radius r squared is 1, so r equals 1. And another circle we do not know, we take it as k, magnitude of k. Because we do not variable circle, we take absolute value as k, variable circle, we take it as k. So our aim is to find this now h and k. Okay, we can say because it touches the circle externally, variable circle touches the circle externally. So we can think that we take it as k here, magnitude of k. R1 is 1 and R2, according to the given conditions, it will be equal to k because it touches the x-axis. A variable circle, if it touches the x-axis, a variable circle with center h comma k, if it touches the x-axis, the radius will be the y-coordinate of the center. The radius will be the y-coordinate of the center. We take absolute value because if it is negative, length cannot be negative. We take positive. I hope you followed. Each and every step you have to analyze. So what we get here? H squared plus here again a minus b whole squared, k squared minus 2k plus 1. Here squaring both sides because I wanted to remove square. Some steps are silly steps I am skipping. So I get a squaring both sides, 1 squared a squared plus b squared, that is k squared, plus 2 mod k, because mod k not written a mod because whether positive or negative, square will be positive. Here we write 2 mod k. This will be h squared equals k squared cancel, 1 1 cancel. So it will be 2 absolute value of k plus 2k. H squared will be 2 absolute value of k plus 2k. Now this is the idea. See, it touches the one way. This is the variable circle. This is the variable circle. It touches the x-axis. Here the circle with center 0 comma 1. See here, center 0 and 1. So it approximately, this is a rough diagram. This is c1 c2. So r1 plus r2. This is mod k because it touches here this. If a circle touches the x-axis, the y-coordinate of the center will be the radius. Here also radius will be 1. Okay, anyway. Now the locus of h comma k is, x squared equals, see, if k is positive, then 2k plus 2k is 4k. So h squared is equal to 4k if k is positive, that is if the y-coordinate is greater than or equal to 0. So wherever h I put x, wherever k I will put y, so I get x squared equals 4y. And if it is not positive, then we get x equals 0 if y less than 0. If y is less than 0, means what happens here? This y, this coordinate less than 0, negative, imaginary. So x is also 0. Okay. So for this, the best option is the first option, that is 0 comma 4y, then union of set of all 0 comma 4 such that y less than 0, 0 comma 4 such that y less than 0. From 0 till 4, 0 comma 4 if y less than 0. Hope you followed it. Little bit logic you require here. Once again I will explain that. If a variable circle C touches the x-axis and touches the circle x squared plus y minus 1 whole squared is equal to 1 externally, then the locus of the center of C can be, first option, x squared equals 4y, union of set of all 0 comma 4 such that y less than 0. Second option, x minus 1 squared plus y squared equals 1. Third option, x squared equals 4y. And fourth option, x squared is equal to 4y, union of set of all 0 comma y such that y belongs to R. So because the circles touch each other externally, I can say that the distance between the centers is equal to the sum of the radius. The distance between the centers will be equal to the sum of the radius, that is being written here. C1 C2 is equal to R1 plus R2. Here also you can see C1 C2 is equal to R1 plus R2. Now one circle, the center is 0 comma 1, very clear as it is given in the equation is given. Another circle, because it touches the x-axis, the y-coordinate of the center will be the radius, so k, and we take magnitude of k because it might be positive or negative. If it is negative, we take absolute value because radius cannot be negative because it is length. Then squaring both sides, so h squared plus a minus b whole squared formula, k squared minus 2k plus 1 plus k squared, a squared plus b squared plus 2ab 2 mod k. We take when here because here it will be positive, here we take it. So h squared will be, whichever cancel 2 mod k plus 2k. So therefore the locus of hk is, if k is positive, this will be positive, so 2k plus 2k. If k is negative, what happens here? See, if k is negative, this is minus 2k plus 2k, 0. So x equals 0 if y less than 0. So this condition is satisfied very clearly in option A. This condition is very clearly holds good in option A. So we take option A. So that will be, C, x squared is equal to 4y union when y less than 0. Union 0 to 4, 0 comma 4 when y less than 0. Okay. Hope it is clear. So we go to the next question, that is question number 22 now. 3 coins of unit radius are placed in an equilateral triangle as shown in the following figure. Okay, there is a, say, I'm not a good artist, I have drawn roughly the diagram. 3 coins of unit radius. So each circle is of unit radius. Each circle is of unit radius. Okay. Now, this is also being, see, if we take here, this will be 60. So if we take, this will be 30 if you take. So this is unit radius. So 1. So if you want this length, so adjacent side by, this will be hypotenuse, adjacent side by opposite side, because it's equilateral triangle, each angle is 60 degree, but half will be 30 degree. We can take either cot or tan. So if I take tan 30 is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. So 1 by this, if I take x, 1 by x equals tan 30, 1 by x equals tan 30, and tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So 1 by x equals root 3. So x equals root 3. So this will be root 3, 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 everything will be root 3. Because why? Because from an external point, the tangent drawn are equal. All this all comes in the basic. This comes from geometry and trigonometry. And this is 2 because the radius is unit radius. So 1 plus 1, 2, like that. So that is the explanation of this diagram. So once again I will read the question. 3 coins of unit radius are placed in an equilateral triangle as shown in the following figure. The area of the equilateral triangle is 6 plus 4 root 3, 20 plus 8 root 3, 7 plus 4 root 3, none of these. Okay. So you can see the sides of the triangle from the diagram. The side of the triangle will be what it will be. If you see, here till here 2, because when you add this, see, from here till here, if you add, and it will be 2, 1 plus 1, 2. Then so here till here 2, then this much will be root 3 as I explained. So root 3. So root 3 plus root 3, 2 root 3 plus 2. So 2 plus root 3. Hope it is clear. Side. So 2 is common into 1 plus root 3. Now, since it is a equilateral triangle, there is a formula for area in mensuration or in areas. Already studied in 10th standard or 9th standard. So required area is root 3 by 4 a squared, where a is the side of the equilateral triangle. And you know many things about equilateral, all the sides are equal, each angle is 60 degree, all that, and also area equals root 3 by 4 a squared side. So root 3 by 4 square of this, that is 4 into 1 plus root 3 squared. So this will be root 3, 4 cancel, a squared plus b squared plus 2ab, 1 plus 3 plus 2 root 3, 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay, 1 plus 3 is 4. So here also what we get? You can simplify this, right? So 1 plus 3, 4. So multiply root 3 plus 3 root 3. Root 3 plus 3 root 3 is 4 root 3. Then root 3 into root 3 is 3 into 2, 6. So 6 plus 4 root 3. So we get option A. I hope it is clear to you. So once again I'll explain. 3 coins of unit radius are placed in an equilateral triangle as shown in the following figure. So here 30 degrees, use tan theta, you can find out this is 1 unit radius, and this is equal to, so each side will be 2 plus 2 root 3. Okay. 3 coins of unit radius are placed in an equilateral triangle as shown in the following figure. The area of the equilateral triangle is, okay, 6 plus 4 root 3, first option. Second option 20 plus 8 root 3. Third option 7 plus 4 root 3. Fourth option none of these. As I explained, the side of the triangle is 2 plus 2 root 3. 2 is common, 2 into 1 plus root 3. required area, because it's a equilateral triangle, there is a common formula for area. Otherwise also you can find, but there is a common formula. If you remember, it is better in competitive exams. So root 3 by 4 into a squared, root 3 by 4 into a squared. So root 3 by 4 into a is the side, 4 into 1 plus root 3 whole squared. So expand it, a squared plus b squared plus 2 and multiply and simplify, we get 6 plus 4 root 3. That is option A. I hope you have got the idea behind this. So any doubt, please ask me. I am ready to explain it. Okay. Yes. Now we go to the next question. Question number 23. If the lines 3x minus 4y minus 7 equals 0, if the lines 3x minus 4y minus 7 equals 0 and 2x minus 3y minus 5 equals 0 are two diameters of a circle, are two diameters of a circle of area, of a circle of area 49 pi square units, then the equation of the circle is, okay, if the lines 3x plus 4y minus 7 equals 0 and 2x minus 3y minus 5 equals 0, two lines are there, 3x minus 4y minus 7 equals 0 and 2x minus 3y minus 5 equals 0 are two diameters of the circle of area 49 pi square units, then the equation of the circle is, first option, I hope you understood, simple it is. So x squared plus, this type of problems, many things you have discussed before. You also might have come across this. X squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 2y minus 47 equals 0. Second option, x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 2y minus 62 equals 0. Third option, x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 2y minus 62 equals 0. Fourth option, x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 2y minus 47 equals 0. Okay. First we find the area of the circle. Okay, area of the circle is pi r squared. General formula, in areas, in mensuration and all that, area of the circle is pi r squared. Okay. So pi r squared, the area is given to be 49 pi square units. So pi cancel, r squared is 49, so r is 7. Now, the diameters intersect at a point. The point of intersection of the diameter is the center of the circle. The point of intersection of the diameter is the center of the circle. So center of the circle is the point of intersection of the diameters. 3x minus 4y minus 7 equals 0 and 2x minus 3y minus 5 equals 0. The point of intersection of the two diameters is the center of the circle. 3x minus 4y minus 7 equals 0 and 2x minus 3y minus 5 equals 0. So solving these two, when you solve the two diameters, you will get the center. So now you know the center, you know the radius. Okay. So equation of the circle is x minus h whole squared plus y minus k whole squared is equal to r squared. So x minus 1 whole squared plus y minus k. So y minus of minus y plus 1 whole squared is equal to r squared, 7 squared 49. So expand a squared plus b squared minus 2ab, x squared plus 1 minus 2x plus a squared plus b squared plus 2ab, y squared plus 1 plus 2y is equal to 49. So take it to one side, you get x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 2y minus 47 equals 0. That is nothing but the fourth option. A simple question. I hope you followed it. Once again I explain it. If the lines 3x minus 4y minus 7 equals 0 and 2x minus 3y minus 5 equals 0 are two diameters of a circle of area 49 pi square units, then the equation of the circle is, so 4 I already, x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 2y minus 47 equals 0. Second option, x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 2y minus 62 equals 0. Third option, x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 2y minus 62 equals 0. Fourth option, x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 2y minus 47 equals 0. Okay. The area of the circle is given to be 49 pi. So area of the circle is pi r squared, which is 49 pi. Pi and pi get cancelled, r squared 49, r is 7. The center of the circle, okay, two diameters, the point of intersection is the center. We have got the two diameters, 3x minus 4y minus 7 equals 0 and 2x minus 3y minus 5 equals 0. So solving, we get the center as 1 comma minus 1. So equation of the circle is center h comma k, radius r, x minus h whole squared plus y minus k whole squared is equal to r squared. Many times I told. So here h is 1, k is minus 1. So x minus h, x minus 1 squared plus y minus k, minus of minus plus y plus 1 whole squared is equal to r squared, 7 squared. Expanding, I get x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 2y minus 47 equals 0. It is the equation of the circle. I hope you followed it. Now we go to the next question, that is question number 24. Okay, so let C be the circle. Let C be the circle with the center 0, 0 and radius 3 units. Okay, the equation of the circle is, let C be the circle with the center 0, 0 and radius 3 units. The equation of the locus of the midpoints of the chords of the circle C, the locus equation of the locus of the midpoints of the chords of the circle C that make or subtend an angle of 2 pi by 3 at its center. An angle of 2 pi by 3 at its center. Okay, angle of 2 pi by 3 at its center. Make out? Clear? Angle of 2 pi by 3 at its center is x squared plus y squared equals 32. B x squared plus y squared equals 1. C x squared plus y squared equals 27 by 4 and D x squared plus y squared is equal to 9 by 4. Okay. Now, actually you can see here, see, there is a formula here, cos pi by 3. If we take cos 2 pi by 3, 2 pi by 3 means 2 into 60, 120. So 2 into 90, 180 minus 60. So it will be cos 60. Okay, cos 60. So cos of all that. So I hope you understood. Cos 2 pi by 3 is cos pi by 3. So square root of h squared plus k squared by 3 it is. This is just, if you draw the, it comes from geometry. Cos angle is adjacent side by hypotenuse. Okay, so h squared plus k squared equals 9 by 4. So equation of locus is x squared plus y squared equals 9 by 4. I hope you followed. See, let C be the circle with center 0, 0 and radius 3 units. The equation of the locus of the midpoints of the chords of the circle C that subtend an angle of 2 pi by 3 at its center is x squared plus y squared equals 3 by 2, x squared plus y squared equals 1, x squared plus y squared is equal to 27 by 4, x squared plus y squared equals 9 by 4. So we get cos 2 pi by 3 is cos pi by 3, adjacent side by hypotenuse. When you look at the diagram in the geometry, if you draw the diagram, you get this, if picturize it. So h squared plus k squared equals cos 180 by 3, cos 60. Cos 2 pi by 3 will be cos 60. Cos 60 is half. Okay, cos 60 is half. So squaring, this will be half, means 3 by 2. Squaring, you get s squared plus y k squared 9 by 4. So wherever h you want the locus, wherever h put x, wherever k put y, x squared plus y squared is equal to 9 by 4. Hope you have followed. That is option D. Hope you have followed it. Any doubt you can ask me. I am telling again and again. Now let ABCD be a quadrilateral with area 18. Understand, let ABCD be a quadrilateral with area 18 with the side AB parallel to CD and AB equals 2 times CD. Let AD be perpendicular to AB and CD. Let AD be perpendicular to AB and CD. If a circle is drawn inside the quadrilateral ABCD touching all the sides, then its radius is, so it will be like this. So from here you can see half into 3x1 half into base into height is equal to 18. Why is that? Because given with area 18. So 3x1 into 2r, can make out here, half into 3x1 into 2r. Why 3x1 and 2r? Because it is given here AB equals 2 times CD. AB, see here, can make out here, right? So AB equals 2 times CD. So now from this we get here x1 into r equals 6. Half into 3x1 into 2r equals 18. Area of the quadrilateral. Okay, x1 into r equals 6. Equation of BC is equation of BC. So you know, equation of BC will be y minus y1 is equal to slope into x minus x1. So you know the coordinates of B, you get like this. So BC is a tangent to the circle. BC is a tangent to the circle. BC is a tangent to the circle at M, that is x minus r whole squared plus y minus r whole squared, center r comma r and radius r. So if it is a tangent, we know perpendicular distance of BC from the center is equal to the radius. So radius is r. So from r comma r to this. So see, if you x will be, so r. So if I take r, so it will be 2r by x1 into Wherever x I put r minus 2x1, and here plus r, y coordinate is also r. You know that is ax1 plus by1 plus c, magnitude of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by square root of a squared plus b squared. I told many times. So it is the formula for the length of the perpendicular, and this is the a squared. A is the coefficient of x, that is a squared. So 4r squared divided by x1 squared, and y coefficient is 1. It's equal to r. Then cross multiply here. Absolute value is removed. You get plus or minus. So squaring both sides. 2r squared by x1 minus 3r is equal to r into square root of 1 plus 4r squared by x1. Okay. So then here multiplying, it will be 4r squared, multiply all that, everything cancels. So we get 2r minus 3x1 whole squared is equal to x1 squared plus 4r squared. From this simplifying, squaring both sides, simplifying everything. Rest is all simplifying, so I wrote here try it. So we get here r into x1 equals 2 by 3 x1 squared. So 3r equals 2x1, but from here, see, x1 into r is 6 from 1. x1 into r is 6 from 1 and 2. X1 into r equals 6. From that, x1 will be 6 by r. So substitute your x1 is 6 by r. We get r equals 2 units. So 2 units means this much. So I think you people have followed it. Just try to solve this problem. Any doubts, please ask me. Wish you all the best. Time up. Wind up the session here. All the best. Thank you.